What's up?
Yep.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Yep.
What's up, man?
Johnny.
No, you're there. You're okay. You're okay.
I'm sorry.
All right, it's cool. What's up? What's up, y'all? Well, we got a lot of people in the feed already. Happy New Year, happy birthday, and happy Savage AF. That's what it is. It's Savage AF, brought to you by the most famous motherfuckers on this platform right here at Black Pedro, at Comedian Shang.
You know
you should follow us. You should definitely follow us. And if you don't follow us on the gram, guess what? I always start the show off this way. You know what? There's a very good chance, no matter how many times you wash your ass, you're going to still smell shitty.
Eternal ass funk.
Right. But
shall be set upon ye.
If you follow us, guess what happens?
Clean ass.
Clean ass all day. Time. Good, sturdy, steady, stable, clean ass. I mean, an ass that if you were trying to get in a relationship, they would look at your ass and go, you know what? That's a good ass.
You know, this is the only show that would talk about ass before it actually even introduces itself. Because we are Savage AF.
Yeah, there you go.
We're savage ass fuck.
I knew you were gonna go for it. I just let it slide.
Yeah, that's it. Whee! I'm Black Pedro, Comedian Shang. You know what it is. We're here Monday through Friday. Mondays and Fridays we're on at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Tuesday through Thursday. Typically we're on at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's a Thursday. Get your drink on, man. I got some rosé going. Rosé. You know what it is. That's also the name of my weed this week.
Did you say rosé?
When you're drinking with the homies,
it's rosé.
It's brosé. You know what I'm saying?
Makes sense. Savage AF, and I want to make sure that you guys know. Thank you very much for supporting us and also subscribing to the channel. But you really do need to subscribe to the channel. And when you subscribe to the channel, it's very easy. And if you can't do it, then you're very, very much so stupid. Yeah, that's what you are.
That's what you want to do, man. And just make sure you're at youtube.com/c/Savage AF World. It's all one word. That's
and it's in the scroll, and it's on the whole scroll right now. So we basically are looking for a John to come and make us your top bitch. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I hadn't actually thought about it like that.
But make sure you do that. And also subscribe to us on all the podcast platforms, which today we're going to change it up. Pedro's going to do opera. Now, this is the first time we want to get a little bit of class, a little bit of, higher level. Yeah, no. But
I don't know what this one's saying.
Yeah, subscribe to the channel on the podcast version, which is on iTunes, Stitcher, Slacker, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and
SoundCloud.
That was magnifico. Oh my goodness. Oh, look.
I'm looking at the balcony. You got to look at the people who paid the most. The little box seats.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, guys. That was thrown upon me. My classical training is mostly in violin.
Right.
And percussion. Never really got into the vocals because I don't have it like that.
Wanted to do something different today. That's all. I just wanted to.
I appreciate that. No. You know what? It's I think it's our duty as brothers to push each other to be the best that we can be. You know what I mean?
Why?
And if we gonna fail, we're gonna do it live.
Why your voice change? We're gonna be the best we could be.
Because I just tried to sing opera live on YouTube.
I know. We gonna be the best we could be, and then if we the best we could be, then everybody else can be the best they could be. But if we can't be the best we could be, then guess what? Ain't gonna be no best. If they gonna be no best, then y'all ain't gonna be the best. So be the best you got and be best at the best of bestness. Boom. Yeah. All up in your motherfucking grill. Feel it, understand it, tasted delicious.
Nicole H said your glass didn't break, so you know that's because I'm a tenor, baritone.
Right.
I stay out with you. You know.
He didn't know.
What is it? That old man river, that old man. You know, I'm down here with my.
That is so.
I'm not really like, yeah.
I don't know why. Every time I hear that song, I feel like we're gonna just be taken back like 10 years.
It's Paul Robeson, man. You know, he's an American classic. He didn't get his just desserts until, posthumously, I should say. That's what it is, man. So make sure that you're also following us. We said Instagram, right?
No.
IG at Black Pedro, at Comedian Shang, at Savage AF Radio. And if you call now, you get free shipping and handling. That's just what it sounds like in the background sound.
Hello.
Operators are standing by.
Hello.
Hilarious.
Lord.
You know what it is, man.
Y'all.
Savage AF. We get it done. Shang is a multi-faceted man. You know, there's many ways to hit him. You could two-way page him. You can still carry a pigeon with this motherfucker. He be on the roof flipping pigeons.
They have not stopped calling. It's I don't know who it is. But you know what? They will stop calling.
You know, I'm damn sure ready to let this goddamn
show start.
This warrant. No, I'm ready to let this warranty lapse because these niggas keep calling me like, we just like to talk to you before your warranty lapse. I'm like, bitch, I ain't got no warranty with you. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I had people calling me asking me to pay the mortgage on a house I ain't got. So
nigga, when your phone now, my phone caller ID is mostly scam likely. Like that's literally what it says on the caller ID. Scam likely. I'm like, wow.
Right.
Scam likely.
Well, they're calling us.
Dude.
So I'm going to let y'all know we're going to get down with the get down on the run up on the rundown. But before we get down on the run on the run up, but I don't.
You know what it is, man.
Get down on the run up. But before
that,
I need you to do me a favor. If you got a little bit of change in your pocket, maybe some change. Go through your couch, get some pennies together, quarters together, dimes together, because I know there's a bunch of them in your couch. Make sure you go and buy. Boom. Black Pedro begins. The album.
Just the beginning.
The
early years.
One, I am, you know what? I met Pedro years and years ago. And I will say this. This is a funny man, young man. He's much younger than me. But so buy the album. What you do is you go to theblackpedro.com/shop.
That's what it is, y'all.
I just put it up there, and you saw it. So there's no excuse. Excuse. And put it this way: if you don't buy it, I swear to God, I'm gonna come over there with some hard pipe wielding niggas, and we're gonna beat the brakes off you and have these hillbillies come on your face.
That was like, I think a verbatim monologue of.
I think so.
That moment, Marcellus. So. Yeah. Also, we'll get medieval if you don't hit up Amazon right now either.
Amazon.
Get at that Shangry.
Bam in your face.
You feel the tension in the room when the man walk in. So just like comply, motherfucker.
All right, so make sure you check me out on Amazon. Make sure you, if you do watch my special on Amazon, make sure you leave a review and a rating. Very important because that keeps me high in the algorithm. Thank you so much.
And not that it needed to be said, but Nicole H said KKK come no good. So, I mean, we, I think we were all pretty much there. But thank you.
Yeah, I think you
never holding back. No, she didn't hold back.
I think you took it a little bit further than it needed to be.
I mean, to be honest, Shane, you put it out there, and she just kind of wrapped it up.
And Stacy, they sent me a red letter about my car warranty that does not exist. That's the nature of the beast. So
that's how they get you. How they know where you live,
But this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do the rundown on the run up on the rundown, and I want you to know. And Pedro will facilitate and participate and alleviate your worries by giving you the rundown. Okay. And if it doesn't fit, acquit.
You know what it is, y'all. And this ain't just the rundown. This is actually the daily run up, because we are the kind of show that will run up on your ass. Yeah. So pay attention. We're gonna end today with a Shangry because Shang's here. You know what I'm saying, dog? Let's be real. It's their fault.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. But before we get into that, Black Pedro popping today is go to sleep, Pillow Man. Please, Pillow Man, go to sleep. But before we get into that, whites out. The number of white people in America is at its lowest since, we'll talk about the year. But before we get into that, I think our absolute favorite segment on the show is a crazy one today. Sad, actually.
What
but
is it?
It's a motherfucker say what? As a QAnon quack kills this kid because they had serpent DNA.
Wow.
We're going to talk about that. But before we get into that, it is August 12th. Tomorrow's Friday the 13th.
Yeah, August 12th. Dun, dun, dun.
2021. Savage AF. Fuck your feelings is our motto. Black Pedro, comedian Shang.
Yeah.
Facts matter. We're going to pop off today's show talking about the Godfather 3 because just when you thought you were out, they pull you back in.
It's so bad.
And it's the most famous quote from the worst movie in the Godfather series. But
you thought it was the worst?
It's not me. It is just cinematically, historically known.
Yeah,
that's like, nah. But that being said, just when you thought we were out, weeks away from all troops, U.S. troops being out of Afghanistan, the Taliban has swept through that country so swiftly and now taken over 12 province capitals in terms of cities. They've taken over the third largest capital.
Right.
And the second and the capital city are both Kabul and Kandahar, or Kandahar and Kabul, I should say, respectively. Kandahar being the second largest. They should, they're on schedule to fall.
Right, but you know what? I'm not surprised. But I'm not surprised the Taliban basically did the thing swiftly because guess what? It's their shit. They know the landscape, so they know how to navigate and get things popping faster than we could have possibly known.
Yeah. So and I just wanted to set out the story in totally is to say that being said, the United States is sending 3,000 troops back into Afghanistan during our pullout, primarily just to secure, basically they say the Turkish army is still gonna be in control of the airport, but it is to just get people out of there at this point. You know what I mean? They got to send in more troops now just to get these motherfuckers out. Like the walls are closing in. Taliban don't give a fuck. Here's my thing, and before I pass it to you real quick, Shang, is just that we keep hearing from the United States government and the military that they got this. Like we trained the Afghanis, they have everything they need to push the Taliban back. They have the numbers, they have the technology, they have the training. I'm like, obviously that's not true. They obviously don't have everything they need because the Taliban is swept through there so swiftly. And what it is that honestly, you have trained soldiers who are not really, about that smoke. They don't really want to die for this shit.
Right.
And they are up against a force of jihadists
that will absolutely die for this.
That's their whole goal.
Right.
Is they want to die in battle in the name of Allah so that they get a eternal set of virgins that they can fuck with in heaven.
Right.
It's like, as crazy as it sounds, they are way more dedicated to that cause than the opposing defensive forces of Afghanistan. The Afghan National Army is just not about that theology, about that ideology. They don't believe in that shit like that. Like Pedro, they're like, fuck it, I'll just move to Yemen, nigga.
They're not about that life. That's just the truth. They're not about that life. These motherfuckers are willing to die for eternal pussy. They're willing to die for pussy forever. And I'm not, don't get me wrong, as a connoisseur of pussy, and I enjoy the texture, taste, and aroma of it, sometimes the aroma. I'm not willing to die for pussy. I'm on the same page as them. They just are like, I will go up to Allah and they'll blow themselves up so they could be laying in the bed like a rap video with a bunch of video hoes. And I just feel like
vixens. They're called vixens.
I'm sorry, my bad. I'm sorry. You know what? On a show, vixens. I know I shouldn't have said that on the show, Savage AF, and shouldn't have said that. I don't know what. You know what?
Politically savage correct.
Let me just take my glasses off this way and go, man, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Yeah. Listen. First of all, virgin vagina ain't really all it's cracked up to be. A lot of logistics.
Yeah. Wow.
Especially the first time, you got to work it out. You know what I mean?
I didn't know you'd use the word logistics and virgin vagina in the same sentence. But on this show, that's what we do.
I've had 3 in my life, and listen, brother,
you have? Rough.
Yes, sir.
I've had 0.
I'm a suicide bomber, so we just get we get.
By the way, I've had 0 virgins. Every woman I was with was a worn out hoe.
You was just in line, like, when is this bitch gonna be opening?
Yeah, I mean, she's a worn out hoe. She's one of those malls in a black neighborhood where there's only Foot Lockers open. That's
Foot Lockers.
That's it.
Hilarious, man. All right, yeah. So, but in all seriousness, man, I know you've been overseas, Shankton, in
multiple times. Troops. Yeah, I've done it. And 3 times. I did it 3 times.
I went to Afghanistan twice, and it ain't nothing nice, brother. In fact, there's nothing cool about it.
I found a picture of Pedro and the 2 other comics when they were doing the show.
I was like, I got this guy. Skip behind me. Operation Black Shield is what it was.
That's what it's going to be.
But this is not a place that it's not a fuck around place. It never has been. It's just had this history between war with the Russians, civil war within itself, war with us. It's not an awesome place to be at all, bro. Like, I had some awesome experiences, and when I say awesome, I mean I was in awe. Like, I've never seen poverty like this.
Black Hawk helicopter, being on a Black Hawk helicopter with the fucking door open. I'm like, this is some bullshit.
Or Chinook and shit with a man, like, they're crazy. So salute to all of our armed forces that are out there serving still and are being called back to duty, and may they be safe, because they're going into a dangerous situation now, because like the way they've been describing it is like the Afghan National Army is just falling like dominoes. Like, this shit is a fucking, they're not about it, dog. They're just not. And I can't, whatever.
Well, let's be real.
I can't. I'm not in that situation, so I'm not. But I'm just saying it's obvious that they're not doing.
They're not as tough.
One of the CNN reporters, she was like, "Yeah, we were just at this checkpoint on Friday. They had it locked down." She's like, "I hit them up today, and they text back and were like, we left." Like, that's not how war is supposed to work. Like, it's supposed to be like, we haven't heard from them in days, and you're like, oh, we presume the words. They're like, nigga, we left.
They were like, yo, throw me the keys, bro.
Yeah, like, oh, these niggas got guns.
Throw me the keys, nigga.
They shooting at us like, fuck
that. Yo, man, I hope we got enough gas to get to California. I'm out, bro.
But the reality is, though, this is a brutal regime that's coming through.
But also, you got to think the Taliban is about that life. They're about, the life of not having life. They don't give a fuck. And when you say people that don't give a fuck, I mean, these people give 0 fucks about, like, yo, I'll die for this shit. Every rapper you heard, I ride for my niggas, I die for my niggas. That should be their theme, because that's really what they do. They really will ride and die. They ride or die. The essence of ride or die. So I'm hoping that these brothers and sisters and these even the pigmentally challenged people or the Caucasoids. Wow, that whole sentence sounded so racist.
It's okay.
It's okay. But I didn't mean it that way. I meant it that way. I meant, like, I hope the honkies and the niggas is safe. I mean, see, I clean that sentence right up.
Nobody will ever. That's not going to get flagged at all.
That's not going to get flagged up.
That's clean.
Be safe, be safe, honkies and niggas.
We got to stick together.
Together,
a honky nigga coalition.
Come on, crackers and eggplants. I don't know what
we're calling it. The Nonky.
The Nonky.
The Nonky coalition. It's niggas and honkies. Just come on.
Nonkies. But yo, Savage, you know what? I'm making a T-shirt of that for the show.
There's not a script for this show, guys.
The donkeys.
Yeah, we just have a framework that we go by, but then what actually comes out, we don't know.
I want to say shout out to Pamela Knox. Let's see. Pamela Knox, Lady D Banks is in the building. AJ Fit.
Just flex on these moves.
Yeah, flex on these niggas. AJ Fit, we got Breezy JJ, Wendy Edwards. What's up, Wendy? We got Stacy, who is beautiful but crazy. Nicole H, Pamela Knox. What's popping? Miss Adverb just came in the building, and Knuckles. So crackers be knackers. But that sounds like niggas.
It's like niggas and crackers.
Yeah,
I think that's where she was going with it. Yeah. I mean, it's along the lines.
But put it this way: I know that they're back in the mix over there, and even though I pulled this, they're not really dancing and doing that. They're going to be dealing with some serious shit. So, much safety. But I want to say this to Pedro, and I disagree with him, and I want this to be noted on this show that I adamantly disagree with Pedro. This was a great scene in Godfather 3, and I thought Godfather 3 was okay.
Yeah, I mean, compared to the two Oscar-winning films prior to it, okay is a failure.
Oh, damn, man.
You gotta. I mean, it's just that's just how it kind of goes.
Okay, all right. Let me put it this way then. How about this then? Since you're just being really difficult.
That's how I do it.
It had a cool poster though.
Let me see.
Yeah, it had a cool.
Yeah, and it's the same logo. They added another eye for the third part.
The poster,
and then Pacino's older. That's it.
I think it's a good poster. So that's it. That's what I'm gonna say.
So watch the poster, not the movie.
Yeah, just look at the.
All you need to see is the first two. That's all right. Nothing happened after that.
We just showed you the poster, so you're good. Savage AF, brought to you by the world famous.
Spoiler alert: the poster is awesome.
The poster is awesome. And you watch the poster, go, I don't like the arc. I didn't think there was a good arc and emotion. I didn't feel it. I just didn't feel it. Oh wow!
Didn't learn anything. All right, so that's it, man. We're back at war in Afghanistan. I think I feel like essentially they're just gonna have to watch and see this brutal regime take over, and then be like, oh, now we got to go back in there because they're chopping girls' heads off for knowing alphabet letters and phonemes. Right. So yeah, that'll be a little nuts, and it's crazy that we spent so much time there. I mean, I went to Afghanistan literally in 2005 and 2006, which is literally like 16 and 15 years ago. So that's a long time to be there. To the second we pull out, everything you did gets undone. Like this shit hasn't held up for a minute. The first, my nigga.
You know what? About 13, 14 years ago, I didn't pull out, and I'm dealing with my own Afghanistan.
Just a war you can't get out of. I hear you, brother. I hear you, man.
And mine is involving the baby mama though.
Yeah, no, I feel you, it's a rough thing.
But no, I hope that they're safe and sound as much as they can, and I hope that the knackers get out safe.
Knackers and the crackers, man. All right. Well, speaking of a knacker cracker, what we call him, a nonky. This guy sure got caught up in the thing here. Let me see if I can get his name real quick. It's California dude. These stories usually start off with Florida man, but Matthew Taylor Coleman, 40 years old, of Santa Barbara, which by the way, a highly affluent, beautiful area. Santa Barbara,
filled with Republicans and right wing people, but also filled with Republicans and right wing people. And there's a portion of it. There's a faction of the QAnons.
Yeah, and this guy was one of them. And let me see if I can find the actual quote, because I don't want y'all to think I'm just making up shit. I'm looking at ABC News article here.
Well, no, I know about it. Basically,
he said he allegedly told investigators that he believed his children were going to grow into monsters So he had to kill them. And this is, sorry, spoiler alert, but so this man took his 2 kids. These are little like babies, like 2-year-old kids and shit. Took them down to Mexico and fucking killed his kids. I think with a harpoon spear type thing. But killed his fucking babies. This is why I believed his children were going to grow into monsters, so he had to kill them. He said he was enlightened by QAnon and Illuminati conspiracy theories, and believed his wife passed serpent DNA onto his children.
The serpent DNA.
So he had to kill them because, if you fuck a half serpent bitch and she passes on serpent DNA to your kids, I mean, without telling you, you know what I mean? Like, that's not fair.
And there's very good chance that the kids will turn into serpent monsters. So I think that this just shows you that this is QAnon, the fucking same people that Trump, instead of disavowing these idiots when he was asked directly, you know what he said? What I understand is they like me. They like me a lot. They like me, and of course they like you because you're a crazy fuck too. But I mean, of course, crazy fucks love crazy fucks. But I mean, at the same time, serpent, really? And if you look at some of the logos, this logo is actually a serpent shaped into a Q. I don't.
Yeah, and I see it. JRA NYC said that was an episode on the X-Files. I mean, it really does sound like like really like you can't write this shit. No, actually, they did on Fox in the 90s.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like it's the same thing. Honey, come in here. I want to show you something with the kids. What is it, babe? And he picks the kid up and turns around, and the kid's a little serpent, and then he blows their fucking heads off. And then, I mean, at least in the movie, but this happened in real life. And this is the main thing about this. QAnon has so many conspiracies that morph into other conspiracies. Like they said,
into crazy.
Right. The president is going to be what is, I love
Trumpty
the way
Dumpty?
No, the 2-time impeached, disgraced, shamed Trumpty Dumpty ex-president was supposed to be president in April. Mm-hmm. Then they said, well, no, it's not April. We got the calendar wrong. It's July. Okay, wait a minute. It's going to be August. They keep saying that. And Fox News fueled the shit over and over again because they're a bunch of illiterate cunts, and all of them need to be fist fucked until they die. But that's just me. Maybe not till they die.
That'd be a lot of fisting. I feel like your arm would get tired.
Okay, that was a little harsh. I apologize. I take it back on the show.
Savage more realistic AF. Ways of.
Savage AF should stand for always fist fucking.
Yeah.
That's what it should stand
for. COVID 45. I like that nickname, JRA NYC. 2-time impeached COVID 45.
2-time impeached. But I mean, the bottom line is this dude killed. These are little kids he killed, and of course he's gone. He's gone. He's a psychopath. He's gone. But the bottom line is, imagine how many people that are part of QAnon that champion this dude for doing this shit. I don't know if you saw that.
I mean, I guess I'm just wondering, how do you get to? And I'm not going to go do the research because I don't. I have better shit to do. But I do wonder, just on the surface, like, how does one get to? My wife has serpent DNA that she has most likely passed on to my children, so I must kill them.
Does her pussy constrict, or what is it? And constrict?
Yeah. What is she? A hoa constrictor? I just don't. Where do you get to the serpent DNA for? Like, there is this whole philosophy of, we are controlled by a race of highly intelligent lizards who vibrate on a different frequency that we just can't see and influence our lives and blah, blah, blah. There are people who believe this shit. So I guess you can get there, but I mean, wasn't QAnon just supposed to be a good old place for racists to hang out? Like, what happened, guys? When did it get into devouring and killing your own babies?
You know
what? Because you think they are snake children.
Sci-Fi Channel. I'm just to let you know, QAnon members, big fans of sci-fi, I guess, and they think that the kids are going to be monsters. So they had to beat them and kill them and before they turn into monsters, because that's what happens on sci-fi movies.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of. But I'm just like, oh, shit, that's crazy.
JRA asked, the obvious question I didn't even want to bring up. He said, "Is he white?"
If yes, he will be in minimum security lockup with the tennis courts, an indoor and outdoor pool, yoga after breakfast.
No, you know what? I disagree with that. That's only for the white collar crimes.
I agree with that.
You could bankrupt. No, he killed 2 babies, white babies.
Oh wow! Okay,
Serpent or not, he killed 2 white babies, and I think even the nuttiest of nuttertons are like, well, that's just going too far. What kind of serpent was it? Yeah, those aren't even poisonous, man. Garden snake? Come on, man.
Come on, man. Come on, man. But no,
what was a tree lizard? Come on, man.
All right, but you know what? But this is also a faction of the Republican Party that absolutely is down with QAnon. Marjorie Taylor Greene is down with QAnon. That silverback bitch with the shoulders of Conan. Every picture I see her,
by the power of Grayskull.
Every time I see her, I go, fuck, her shoulder work is magnificent. Look at her shoulders, man. Now, if anybody believes in serpents, it would be her. Because if you look in Conan, he had to fight the Serpent Lord, which was James Earl Jones. If you've seen Conan the Barbarian, and they believed in serpents, and then Conan went in there and killed the big serpent, and that's when James Earl Jones was like, fuck CNN, now I have to kill you all. I mean, it was just really, they're crazy, and you got to think about this, people. That's a portion of the Republican Party. QAnon is a portion of the Republican Party. The twice impeached, disgraced ex-president propped them up. Propped up Marjorie Taylor Greene, propped up other people that are QAnon followers.
Proud Boys.
He didn't
Oath Keepers. Just white supremacists in general.
White supremacists in general. So the QAnon, the fact that he killed his kids, which is absolutely just horrible. One of the worst things in the world. But
how do you convince yourself? I mean, obviously he was out of his goddamn mind.
That's it.
I saw one reporter that was just like, there were no signs of mental illness. Bitch, he killed his kids because he thought they were serpents.
Yeah. You know what? Some people say
obvious sign of mental illness.
Yeah, maybe he was bitten by a snake when he was younger, and maybe he was just crazy as fuck. Maybe he was crazy as cat shit. Let's go there. Maybe he was just crazy. And the QAnon followers that actually propped this man up, and this is a fact. Anytime QAnon has done some shit that you go, wow, that was left, other QAnon members find some kind of excuse for them. I don't know how you can find an excuse for killing 2 little babies because you thought that they had serpent DNA or monster DNA or whatever the fuck he was saying. What's up, Tawana? I just feel like
Miss Averb, I see you as well.
I feel like
pay me and his baby.
There's no excuse, but I do agree with Jay. I disagree with you again. First, I disagree with you about the Godfather 3, because I really do believe that fucking poster was magnificent and the movie was okay.
It was the best part of the movie.
Best part of the movie. And secondly, I do think that he's not gonna. I hope he ends up under the jail. I hope he ends up under the jail and just bury him under a bunch of hobo dicks.
I hope he has to fall. I hope they drop him into a serpent pit like in Indiana Jones.
When he fell,
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I hate snakes.
Man.
Yeah.
That's the sort of best we can.
Okay, somebody said it was the drugs. It could be the drugs. It could have been drugs. It could have been drugs. But again, I go back to the QAnon thought process.
Allegedly he professed these allegiances to QAnon, which led him to enlightenments. He was hearing voices that were telling him that his wife had serpent blood, that she had DNA that she had passed on to his kids. Speaking of white people being out there, goddamn mind, man, this is going to freak them out, guys. This is gonna blow their fucking shitholes open, man. But according to the latest census from 2020, last year, whites out, man. The number of white people in America has decreased for the first time. It's at its lowest since 1790.
Run, white folks.
Run! They after us, man. It took 230 goddamn years, but they caught up with us, man. So I guess the ultimate question is like, this is the white erasure that we've been talking about. Erasing of white culture that we've been talking about. This 230-year process that has just now produced a slightly lower number of a recession of white population in America.
Now, don't get me wrong. There's still a bunch of
come down.
And so white people, you can still feel safe. There's still a ton of you.
It's like a shit ton, man.
So
it's like you wouldn't even take out one of those people in that picture yet. You know, like you won't even see the difference. You're not even. It's not okay. Maybe the one chick in the right hand corner with the semi curly right behind the logo,
right?
Or like the thirsty chick that's like peeking over her head just to her right, like whatever. Maybe take one of those out, and that's what you lost.
Well, yeah, I mean,
one thirsty white girl.
Don't get too scared, and I don't get too scared. Even though I'm probably going to get tattooed on my back. You're lucky I want equality instead of revenge.
Yeah, and then you're gonna have to walk around backless so people get the message.
So people can see that shit. Like,
back out.
Yeah, what the fuck, Shang? Is that really how you feel? Yeah, motherfucker. But the bottom line is, I think that right now, I think it's hilarious that they don't realize that you're going to be outnumbered.
But it's like, I think what we're realizing here is like, it's not this swift process that they've been shitting their pants about.
Pedro, I'm just saying, and for everybody in the feed, it is good to know though.
Well, yeah, you know, after 230 years, yes, some recession of white population dominance is beginning to occur,
right?
And that's just in the name of equality, guys. Like, because I know some of y'all might hear this and think like, oh, they just want to get rid of us. No, we just want to get rid of your dominance. That's all. And we don't mean like it's some natural dominance. We just mean like your imposed cultural, psychological, legislative, societal dominance, like
right. I mean, you got to think about it. When I one time I did
share.
This is how much that they've tipped the scale, and it's not even a fair scale. But life is not fair, but it's not fair. If you Google beautiful woman, you don't see a lot of pictures of black women or women of color. It's all white women, mostly white blonde women, and you can do it as a test. If you Google intelligent man, if you Google certain things, it is all tipped to the imagery of whiteness.
The iconography goes to you.
Yeah, exactly. So even though that's not true at all in any way, shape, or form, but that's what happens. If you look at it's like the best scholars, the best this, the best that, and that's not true. And the reason I used to like boxing is because I was like, and I still love boxing. It kind of tips the scale, you would think, unless there's something shaky, like Don King used to fix fights. But when it's an up and up fight, it's like if he beat your ass, you got your ass beat. But if we beat your ass, you got your ass beat. Just accept that ass beating and take that ass whooping and take your ass home. But in sports, it's a certain point where it's like, you can't tip the scale. That's it. I beat your ass.
Don't take this ass whooping personally. Yeah. So just as a result of the census,
nobody's gonna know what I know what that's from. Nobody knows what that's from.
So this is the thing where
run, white folks, run.
Instead of Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, focusing on stamping out the coronavirus and the Delta variant specifically in his state, he wants to run towards the xenophobic narrative of what about this southern border and all the Biden's letting everybody letting the disease come over the border when we've already proven that the diseases don't have borders and things like that. And this current pandemic situation has nothing to do with migration patterns at this point, right? It's just dumb hicks, unvaccinated, running around your state and then spreading it all over the fucking country. So I don't know. This idea that white people have lost something or whatever, or it's being taken away. It's anything. Like, no, you've lost nothing. You've
you're
done nothing but been a detriment to yourselves at this point. Like a lot of white people follow leadership that is leading down this dead end white path, when really America is moving towards this diversified population that has room for everybody. But all your culture will still be here, America, but there's room for everybody else's too. So white guys, come.
And this is the thing about this is not being racist, but you got to think about this. White people do vote against their best interests, just like black people do, but white people vote against it and associate with someone saying, well, I'm a poor person in the Appalachian Mountains and I associate with Trump. But you associate with Trump, and Trump's never liked you, never wants you around them, think you're dirty, he said, I love the uneducated. He said that because he knows that you are easily duped. Manipulated. And the wild shit about it is you associate with a person that's always been a millionaire, always been silver spoon fed, and always had a leg up, whereas you haven't. So how do you associate with him and you relate to him other than your racism towards black people? That's why we have so much animus towards people sometimes, is because we go, you just hate us on the strength. We hate there's black people that hate white people because of the history that you've shown us. It's not like we just hate you out of the blue. I wake up and go, fuck crackers. I don't. I wake up and go, until you start showing me some shit, I go, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. But I do specify individually. I don't want to say all white people because I fuck up and say that. But there's a percentage of white people that think this way and don't want us to succeed and don't want fairness, but yet still think they're the shit. You're not the shit if you don't do it equally. And
they're gonna hear things like their numbers are dwindling after 230 years. Finally,
yeah.
And it's gonna be crisis time. So I'm just wondering how much hair will be pulled, how much because they're freaking out over so many things. I mean. We've all seen the footage in Tennessee of the school board meeting where they're like threatening the mask people because you're not gonna choke out my child with no dang dong mask. It's like
also they're actually picketing outside of different houses of people that didn't tip the scale, pretty much did the election properly and gave the person who won the election properly the right votes. And just because of that, there's 200 and 300 people outside of these people's houses, threatening them, threatening their families, threatening their kids. And the one dude I saw in the interview said, check this out. He didn't say check it out like I'm saying it, but he basically said, check this out.
Hey, look,
check this out. Anybody touch my daughter, and I'm a Republican, and look, Biden won, and that's it. But you touch my daughter, I'm coming outside with my shotgun, and I'm clearing my lawn. Yeah. And he flat out said that. He said, I'm going to clear my lawn.
Yeah.
So, I mean, death threats to people's daughters. And I say crazy shit. I'm joking, obviously. I'm just saying harsh shit. But I mean, honestly, these motherfuckers have shown their ass and shown they're absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, bro. They're like, bonkers. Yeah, I'd air out my lawn.
Yeah, this is towards other white people, though.
No, white on white crime.
White on white crime. But we can't call it that. It's not called white on white crime.
It's a thing.
No. All the time. Black people kill black people in the South.
It's America's biggest problem.
It's black on black crime, and we can't get our shit together. But
white on white crime is very dangerous. It happens all the time.
Well, I don't know. We can't call it that. You know why? Because we have to say black on black crime.
Well, you know what? I think speaking of black on black, white on white, we're gonna move on to the next joint.
Yep.
And because this is some white on white crime that's going down right now, and as we do it, we're gonna do it. Wait. Am I moving on to the right thing right now?
I don't know.
Well, you know why? Because when we did the QAnon thing, I didn't play the motherfucker say what video, and that was our motherfucker say what of the day. So I feel bad because we didn't play the video today, but it's okay. We'll just move on. That because I saw the video clip and I was like, wait, we didn't play that today, but we have one today.
But you know what? It can apply. It can apply to your.
But really, it's the.
Hey. It's your boy Black Pedro popping in, hey, with another poppin' to let you know what's poppin'.
Hey, It's your boy Black Pedro with another popping to let you know what's popping. Oh man, so speaking of white on white, man, this white dude sells white pillows and white sheets to white people. That dude right there, Mike Lindell, My Pillow, Pillow Man. It's we're in this place where a certain party has, and I mean the GOP, the Grand Old Party, the Republicans have allowed a pillow manufacturer to be a leading voice in conspiracy in their party.
Agreed.
To the point in which he's had a cyber symposium that he's holding, right, in public and live, real time, which he's going to unveil and show the world how the election was stolen, how Chinese thermometers were used to influence voting machines and take votes away from Trumpty Dumpty, how these things were hacked in either real time or after the fact, even though these machines are not connected to the internet ever. It's hard to hack something cyber-wise without that connection.
You're so wrong, Pedro.
Like they can't hack your solar calculator, dog. You know,
you're so wrong, Pedro.
It's just not connected to that. All right, so but that being said, Mike Lindell holds this cyber symposium, and day one, moment the first, he's having problems streaming his video live on his website. Like he couldn't stream his shit.
Funny.
So what happened, Shane? Why couldn't he stream his shit?
I don't know.
Because these things get hacked all the time, man. And they're hacking me right now.
So I don't have to tell you the answer.
The man with no proof, who puts on the symposium to show all the proof that he doesn't have, ultimately can't show you the proof he doesn't have because they hacking him. Pillow Man, go to sleep. And all the motherfuckers. And when I say go to sleep, I mean in the middle of the busiest, either thoroughfare or freeway in your neighborhood. And lay down in the middle of that bitch and just go to sleep forever and wait for semi-trucks to come and take you off to dreamland. Because this shit is insane. That not you know, it'd be one thing if he held the symposium and it was just him in a big ass empty warehouse or a convention center. But people attended thinking that the pillow dude, that just some rich pillow guy who makes pillows was going to show them the truth about the American election. Even though this shit has been double, triple, quadruple counted. They really believe. So people showed up. And granted, a lot of them could see that, oh, this is some bullshit, or there was no information here, or it wasn't organized, or blah, blah, blah. So, you know, he exposed himself for being a fraud in that sense. But it's troubling to me that people showed up to this place thinking they were going to find truth, thinking they were going to find answers to our American democracy. Please, all those people, put yourself to sleep. OD on something, anything, please. Bleach.
Pamela Knox is saying he's indeed being sued. I think he's being sued by for $1 billion. It's $1 billion lawsuit. Rudy Giuliani is part of it.
Yeah, by the companies that run
the voting
machines or whatever. Yeah.
Yes.
So like, yeah, I mean, absolutely. He's and granted, you know what was there though? You know what was there? What information? What was at this convention? How to buy his fucking pillows and sheets. Plenty of information.
Wait a minute. Now,
plenty
you know
of
what?
active
you know
links
what?
to buy.
That didn't get hacked because he needs to get those pillows off. Forget the truth, but I need to get these fucking pillows sold.
He gets off on pillows, y'all. That's all it is, man.
But if you know what?
I know our audience isn't listening to that motherfucker, but it's just amazing that we have so many people who are.
He really does get off on pillows. Look at the relationship he has with him.
Look at that.
I bet you his pillow is crunchy as a motherfucker.
He's got one that's just crisp.
Just stank, crusty. But no, I mean, he's always been a nutty buddy. He was on Fox News and got checked for lies by Fox News. When Fox News, the masters puppets of lies, check you for lying, use a big ass lying bitch.
You a lying motherfucker.
And this motherfucker was like, well, I'm gonna hold my pillow and I'm gonna get out of here. Fuck you guys. But I'm gonna tell you right now, he got a ton of people listening to him.
Yeah.
And now
and you know, like, and that's the thing, like Pamela Knox said, I saw people posting his little convention like it was proof of voter fraud. Like, yeah, you know, some people will just be like, well, there was a symposium, so it must have had, you know, it must have shown some information. It's like, no, that's
there was none.
That's not how it works. Symposiums are just sometimes filled with simple motherfuckers. It's a simp. It's a symposium. Like, nigga, like these are simps.
The word is in the word. You see what I'm saying?
It's built into the thing.
Yo, so I just want to let y'all know, Savage JF will come towards the end. I want to let you know, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you subscribe to the channel, there's one thing you got to do, and you got to make sure you do it right. Also, make sure you check us out on the podcast version of the show, which is on iTunes, Stitcher, Slacker, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify, SoundCloud, and all.
SoundCloud.
There it is. Wait, no, you have to do this. Go ahead. I'm gonna do it. Go ahead, start.
SoundCloud.
Nope.
I only have so much left. I've been smoking weed.
Okay, one more.
SoundCloud. Here we go.
Yes. I don't know what the fuck. I you know what, my thing today is just
Shangry, take us home.
My Shangry is just stop with the false equivalency. Hey, y'all, listen, let's be real. It's their fault. It's always been their fault. And it has been their fault. It's the Republicans. I know you say, no, when the Democrats fuck up, they're absolutely pussies too. But the Republicans, without question, absolutely are the people that are trying to fuck over this country. The Ted Cruz's of the world, who, by the way, is the antler devil. I don't know if you know that or not. I don't know if yes, he's the antler devil. But let's be real with you. Okay, if you look at how the Republicans voted pertaining to the election, pertaining to the election as saying that, hey, Biden's not president. It was Republicans that was the majority. If you look at the majority of Republicans that actually did not vote to give these police officers who were being stabbed, beaten, spit on, death threats, and killed, they voted for them not getting medals. It was the majority was, guess what? And this is fact, Republicans. If you look at some of the things that actually will help the middle class who votes against it, it is, boom, the Republicans. And the Republicans, if you look at a lot of these guys, basically, they look like people that never get no pussy. I mean, unless they buy it or they lobby it.
Own it,
they have, but they just, if you look at the majority of the people that are doing the heinous shit, let's be real, it's the Republicans. It's the Republicans. It's a lot of Democrats that are blue dog Democrats. I know that. But if you look at the majority of the Republicans, which looks like a sea of fucking white, I feel like I'm in Alaska right now.
Just
in the middle of the winter.
White
guys, and there's a few women here, but mostly older white men who are
see
just
Mia Love up in that upper right corner,
like way in the fucking
behind the logo,
way in the back behind the logo, right, with her daughter.
Old photo.
This is an old photo, but that's the photo I had to show because that is still what the Republicans look like.
It's all the same.
It's all the same. And the Republicans, they have shown that they are absolutely out of their fucking mind because guess who they follow? They still are afraid of a man that is twice disgraced as impeached president, baby man, baby child, those tantrums, acts like a fucking crazy man, says the most racist shit in the world. Well, he's Mexican. How could he possibly know anything because he's Mexican? He's from Mexico. He's a Mexican, and he's born in fucking Indiana. It's the same old shit. So let's just be real before we go here on Savage AF. Whose fault it is? Whose fault is what it's come down to? When you look at the COVID crisis, I don't give a fuck what you say. It was a Republican fucking administration that was running the ship at the time. and it was ran by Trump at the time. And that's why we didn't get a head start on the COVID crisis. And there was a lot of disinformation that came out from the Republicans, from Fox News, on and on. So let's be real. If you're going to blame somebody, you need to blame right people. Now, the Democrats are some pussies, and they get on my fucking nerves with the bitch asses, and they won't go hard in the paint. And sometimes you got to sock a motherfucker in the mouth to make sure he knows he's socked, instead of maybe we should sock him. Maybe. I hate that allegedly that Trump did illegal shit. No, he fucking did illegal shit. And why the fuck? And just like I saw on it was on MSNBC, why the fuck is he not in jail and the other people not in jail? It is because Republicans are more about their party and racism and power than they are about helping the people. So fuck y'all. I don't care what you think. Fuck y'all. That's what fuck you. If you look under your chair, everybody, right now,
it's a fuck you for everybody.
Is a fuck you, and a fuck you for everybody.
Yay. You get a fuck you. You get a fuck you. Everybody gets a fuck you.
Fuck you.
You know what it is, y'all. Savage AF. Fuck your feelings. That's under your seat, too. Facts matter. Black Pedro, comedian Shane. We will be right back here tomorrow. It'll be Friday the 13th. Woo, let's see what freaky shit goes down.
Now, I'm going to be on a plane. I don't know if I get there in time.
Okay.
But I'll be in, unfortunately, I know. I went and bought some N95 masks. I bought some duct tape. I'm going to wrap myself in cellophane. I'm going to be in Florida. I'm doing a show in Florida at the Tampa the 13th and 14th, 4 shows at the Tampa Improv Comedy Club. I will be there in Tampa this weekend. Make sure you tell your friends to come out to the show, and make sure that you tell your friends to check out at Black Pedro, at Comedian Shang on the IG. More information is coming up. More stuff coming up with Savage AF. Me and Pedro are going to be discussing some things where we're going to make some changes on the show. Mm-hmm. We're going to bring more people in the show. We're going to do some live shows. We're going to do a whole bunch of new shit to bring to you, our fans and friends, because you're our friends too. And even you trolls that talk shit about us. Obviously, I talk shit back to you because I say horrible shit like fist, fuck you, and, face rape and all kind of shit. But thank y'all for even being part of this bullshit. And you are part of the bullshit now. I just want you to know that. You can't get away.
The bullshit. We are the shit.
We are the shit.
You know what it is, Savage AF.
Oh, bars. That was bars.
Savage AF, man. We'll be right back here tomorrow, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah, see ya then, baby.